Welcome back to part 3 of Flutter themes in Flutter series. In this part 3, I will show you how to make use of custom fonts in our cross-platform apps using web or Android or iOS. So in here, in particular, this article, I will be using Indie Flower font, which is available here, which is a part of the Google Fonts. So to be able to make use of it, first I have to locate what font I want to use, and I have to select this font right here. And if you see here, and this is where you can download by clicking on this little link, and it will download to your local drive or wherever you want it to be. So once you have your TTF or OTF files, which is a font files, you want to do two things. First thing, you wanna make it, you wanna make sure you copy this particular font to the web assets directory. And second thing, so web assets directory is this. So if you go here in the web, you have asset directory right here, and this is where I copied my font, indieflower.ttf right here. And another step is I want to create a manifest file, font manifest file, which looks like this. It's like a JSON. It's like a JSON array, and it's a JSON object. I put my family name for the font family name, Indie Flower, and which you see is right here is the font family name, Indie Flower. So this is flower. This is the font name you may want to put right there. And in the fonts, you put a attribute here, fonts, and an array, and put where this file is located. So you use the asset indieflower.ttf. So this is how we do it in the web part of the Flutter. And the last but not least, in the pubspec.yaml, in here in the web, we do not want to make any changes in here. However, in the native, we have to configure our fonts in the pubspec.yaml. So again, a quick review. Two things: download your fonts, put inside the web/assets folder or directory, indie.flower, create a font manifest.json on this and declare your font here, define your font here, and using the font now. So here I'm using only my blue theme, the my Indie Flower font. So in my theme data, I will add a attribute font family and my font name, and it will be automatically picked thereafter. So let's see how it looks like. And I go back in my main dart, my lib.main dart, and since I'm only my blue theme is using, so I go blue and I go in here and refresh. There you go. So you see everything, all the fonts were picked up wherever I declared it. In becomes the Indie Flower right here. So why this one didn't get changed? Because I had local theming there. I didn't use my theme. I have defined a new theme for this particular one. But in here, all were influenced by the parent. All right. So that's all is there for the custom fonts in the website of it. Now a quick overview of how we can port everything to the native, how we can see everything into the Android and iOS part of it. So I have a branch here which could check out native themes final, and and I stash, I don't wanna the change, and I switched my branch. And there's one big thing I want to bring attention to. At this point, sometimes you can see these issues cropped in. So you can see why this is happening. My workspace is not clean at this point, and Flutter Web things have to be changed to the native as a first thing. So that's change you want to make. And the second change you want to make in here. So actually I'm back in my I want to get my dependencies again. So basically I have to refresh my workspace. And if nothing works, you go Tools, Flutter, and Flutter Clean. You may want to do it. Just make sure your whole workspace is clean. And I don't have any device running here, and I will show you how to run on the device as the last, because sometimes my laptop start firing up if I have too many emulators up there. All right, so okay. So I'll show you how to do the custom fonts in here. So you may want to create a directory here, fonts directory, where you have an asset directory right just at the same level, and copy the same file IndieFlower TTF right here, and go in the pub spec YAML, and in here create a fonts here, and add family and fonts right here. So Indie here, IndieFlower is a family name again, fonts and asset, and fonts slash indieflower.ttf. That's where my fonts are. And that's all. That's all to get it working. Now let's see what we can do. So let's do it on both Android. Okay, great. Android is right there. Why didn't it show? Okay, it looks like, okay. So let's run. So it looks like my AWD is not happy. It's cleaning. Let's run again one more time. So it's initializing. It takes a while running. So since it's getting ready, let's go back to our article and review the steps. So as you see, this is the web part of it, IndieFlower asset, and this is how to use it. And this is a screenshot of the web. And in the custom fonts on native, it's a quick snapshot of the configuration pubspec.yaml in the Android side. And this is in the Android side. This is how it will look like. And this is for the iOS. So it's the very same. And again, the source code is here. So source code for part 1, if you just want to do part 1, is right here. Part 2 has this little orange button, and final source code has everything up till here from since my first article until up to here. And in the native part, it has everything again, which runs on Android and iOS. And as a review, the difference between the web and native environments are, you may want to change the Flutter web imports to the Flutter imports in native, and everything and the fonts configuration, you have to do it in the pubspec YAML. And again, this my references, of course, official Flutter doc I have took references from, and this is the link to my making cross-platform Flutter landing page responsive article, just was before this one. And my first article was designing cross-platform Flutter prototype for landing page, which is where I showed how we can do we can create this page on web and Android and iOS, and all source code is in GitHub as usual. So let's take a quick look how this our emulator is doing. Okay, so it still doesn't look like happy. It's running right here. Let's see what happens if we are trying to get our iOS